Daf Yomi, Tractate, Sanhedrin, page 42, top of the page with the words V'tarvaihu, K'Rabbi Yochanan sir lahu, Ha limehave ki yitra, Ha limehave ki nafya. The Gemara comments, and they both hold in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan, that one can recite the blessing until the flaw of the moon is filled. The dispute is that this one, meaning Rav Yaakov Bar Idi, who holds that one can recite the blessing until 7 days have passed, understands Rabbi Yochanan to be referring to the day when the moon will be like the string of a bow. Before that point, the moon appeared merely as a bow, and after 7 days it appears like a half circle, like a bow that has a string. That one, meaning the sages of Narda, who holds that one can recite a blessing until 16 days have passed, understands Rabbi Yochanan to be referring to the day when the moon will be like a sieve, meaning a full circle. Amar le Ravacha midifti lavina v'levarech hatov yametiv. Amar le atu ki chasar mi b'ochina dayan ha'emet. Dilevarech hatov yametiv v'levarchinu v'tervahu kevan dehainu orche lo mevarchinan. Rav Acha of Difti said to Ravina, and they should bless the blessing of, Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who is good and who does good, for the benefit that people derive from the light of the moon. Ravina said to him, is that to say that when the moon is shrinking, we bless as we do for other disasters? Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, the true judge, so that we should conversely bless, Blessed are you, Lord God, King of the universe, who is good and who does good. When the moon is growing, Rav Acha of Difti said to him, you are correct, and we should say them both. The blessing of the true judge when the moon is waning, and the blessing of who is good and who does good when the moon is waxing. Ravina answered him, since this is its nature, we do not bless the moon. The waxing and waning of the moon is not an unexpected occurrence that requires these blessings. V'amar Rabbi Achim bar Chanina, Amar Rav Asi Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Kol ha'mevarech al hachodesh bizmano ki'ilu mekabel pnei hashchina, ketiv hacha hachodesh hazeh, uketiv hatam ze'eli ve'anvehu, Tana de Rabbi Yishmael, Ilamale lo zachu Yisrael, ela lehakbid pnei avin sheba shemayim, kol chodesh v'chodesh dayam, Amar Abaya hilkach nimerenu mi'umad. Rabbi Acha bar Chanina says that Rabbi Asi says that Rabbi Yochanan says, with regard to anyone who blesses the new month in its proper time, it is as if he greets the face of the divine presence. Alluding to this, it is written here concerning the sanctification of the new month. This month shall be for you the beginning of months. Exodus 12:2. This week's Torah portion. Both. And it is written there where the Jewish people encountered the divine presence at the splitting of the sea. This is my God, and I will glorify him. Exodus 15:2. The term this is employed in both verses. The school of Rabbi Yishmael taught, if the Jewish people merited to greet the face of their Father in heaven only one time each and every month, it would suffice for them, since in the blessing of the moon there is an aspect of greeting the divine presence. Abaya said, therefore, we will say the blessing while standing, in honor of the divine presence. Meremar Umar Zutra Mechat V'Hadadi Umivarchi Amar Le Rav Acha Rav Ashi V'Marav Umivarchi Baruch Mechadesh Chadashim Amar Le Hai Neshetidan Nami Umivarchi. The Gemara relates Meramar and Mar Sutra would lean on one another's shoulders and recite the blessing. Rav Acha said to Rav Ashi, in the west, meaning Eretz Yisrael, they recite the following blessing on the moon. Blessed is he who renews the months. Rav Ashi said to him, our women also recite that blessing, meaning that this is an abridged version for the unlettered. Ella kid Rav Yehuda, the Rav Yehuda, Baruch, etc. Asher b'ma'amaro bara shechakim, uveruach piv kol tziv ha'am, chok natan, chok uzman nasan lahem shloishanas tafkidom, sosim smech m'lasot yitzoin koinim. Poyal yemesh sheplos on emes. V'lelavana amar tis Chadash ateres teferes tamusei baten shehem atidim להתחדש כמותה ולפאר להיות זכרם על שם כבוד מלכותו ברוך אתה השם מחדש חדשים. Rather, the full version of the blessing is the version of Rabbi Yehuda. As Rabbi Yehuda says, blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who by his word created the heavens, and by the breath of his mouth all of their hosts. He set for them a law and a time, that they should not deviate from their task, and they are joyous and glad to perform the will of their owner. They are workers of truth, whose work is truth. And to the moon he said that it should renew itself as a crown of beauty for those who he carried from the womb, as they are destined to be renewed like it, and to praise their Creator for the name of his glorious kingdom. Blessed are you, the Lord, who renews the months. Ki b'tachbulot ta'aseh lecha milchama. Amar Rabbi Yacham bar Chanina, Amar Rabbi Yasi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, mi ata motza, במי אתה מוצא מלחמתה של תורה, במי שיש בידו חבילות של משנה. קרא רבי יוסף אנשי ורב צבועות בכוח שור. The Gemara presents another statement, citing Rav Acha, citing Rav Asi, citing Rabbi Yochanan. The verse states, for by wise advice you shall make war. It's in Proverbs 24, verse 6. Rav Acha bar Chanina says that, Rav Asi says that, Rabbi Yochanan says, in whom do you find the war, meaning the ability to engage in disputes of Torah? In one who has his possession bundles. In his possession bundles, meaning vast knowledge of Mishnah, bundles of Mishnah. One must learn the primary sources before engaging in disputes of Torah. Rabbi Yosef would read concerning himself the verse, and much produce comes by strength of the ox. Proverbs 14:4. In other words, one with great strength can bring a large yield. Rabbi Yosef was known to be particularly well versed in Tanaitic statements. Okay. Echad omer b'shtei shaos. Echad omer b'shtei shaos. This looks like it can be a part 2. And we're going to be finishing Hayibodkin today. Wow. What are we holding? 9 minutes only. Okay, we have time. But where were we holding? It's a question. Echad Omer Shtei Shaos. I think that's where we're at. Amar Rav Shimi bar Ashi lo shanu ela shaos. אבל אחד אומר קודם הנץ, ואחד אומר לאחר הנץ. עדותן בטלה, עדותן בטלה. The Mishnah teaches that if one witness says that the event occurred at 2 hours, meaning the second hour of the day from sunrise, and one witness says the event occurred at 3 hours, their testimony stands. Rav Shimi Bar Ashi says this was taught only when there was a difference many hours, but if one witness says that the event occurred before the sunrise, and one says that the event occurred after the sunrise, their testimony is void. Although this may be a smaller discrepancy in terms of time, the difference between before and after sunrise cannot be ascribed to an error. Pshita Ella Amar Ella Omer Kodem Hanetz Ve'echad Omer B'toch Hanetz Hanami Pshita Ma'ud Ha Begiliua Kai V'Zarur Ma'alma Hu Dechaza Kamashmon. The Gemara asks, isn't it obvious? Is there a clear difference between darkness and light? No. There is a clear difference between darkness and light. Rather, Shimi Bar Ashi said as follows: if one witness says that the event occurred before the sunrise, and one says that the event occurred during the sunrise, their testimony is void. The Gemara asks, but isn't this also obvious? The Gemara answers, lest you say that this one who says during the sunrise was standing in an exposed place and saw a mere shine, and thought he saw the sunrise. Rav Shimi Bar Ashi teaches us the court does not assume this occurred and deems the testimony incongruent. Okay. I think we're going to do part 2. Yeah.